by the wave-washed strand, all alone in the crowded hall. The hall it is gay, and the waves they are grand, but my heart is not here at all. It flies far away by night and by day, to the time and the joys that are gone, and I never will forget the sweet maiden I met in the valley near Sleenamon.
Welcome to Limerick for the All-Ireland Junior Hurling Final between Tipperary and Kilkenny. The teams are out on the field, and I will give you the line out. First of all, Tipperary. In goal, John Leamy, the full back line. On the right, Michael Ryan. Full back, Michael Stapleton. On the left, Damien Quinlan. The half back line. On the right, Pat Maguire. In the centre, Jerry O'Brien, the captain. And on the left, Shane McManus. In the centre of the field, Owen Cummins and Chris Byron. The half forward line. On the right, Liam Stokes. In the centre, Liam Sheedy. On the left, Eamon Maher. The full forward line. On the right, Joe Harrington. Full forward, Eamon Kelly. On the left, Sean Neelan. And now the Kilkenny team. In goal, John Brennan. The full back line. On the right, Jim Dunphy. Full back, John Marnell. On the left, Tom Ling. The half line. On the right, Sean Caulfield. In the centre, Derek Shelley. On the left, David Holmes. In the centre of the field, Richie Morn and Brian McGovern. The half forward line. On the right, Pat Farrell. In the centre, Paul Tracy. On the left, Tom O'Keefe. The full forward line. On the right, Joe Wall. Full forward, Pat Gannon. And on the left, Sean Ryan. The teams are out on the field. The backs are gone back and the forwards are gone forward. Tipperary are playing from left to right. They are playing towards the city end. And the referee is out on the field. He's having a chat with an official. And any moment now, the game will begin. It will start, if anything, before time, as the teams are out there limbering up, just waiting for the throw-in. And down here in front of us, on our right, Liam Stokes, number 20, is in the Tipperary team at right half forward. Liam played for the senior team in previous years, particularly 1987, and he gets his chance today as he returns for this All-Ireland final between Kilkenny and Tipperary. This game was preceded by an international shinty game in which Ireland drew at Scotland on the score of 6 goals each. And what a wonderful exhibition of ground hurling that was. One of the referees is now out in the centre of the field having a chat with an official and the referee, and any moment now the game will begin. There is quite a good crowd here. The stand underneath us is practically half full, and the terraces on the far side are indeed quite full as well. In the centre of the terraces is full, quite sparse towards the edges, but I would say a crowd of between 5,000 and 7,000 people have gathered, and now the throw-in and the game is on. And first to break away is Brian McGovern for Kilkenny. The puck is blocked down there, and it comes back out here again, and it's cut up along the side. It's just stopped by O'Brien for Tipperary, and it comes down here now in the centre to their centre forward, Liam Sheedy. He sends a high ball in towards the goal. It's dropping to the right of the post and wide. And Sheedy had his first shot there for Tipperary, and that went to the right and wide in the very first minute of the game. The wind is a reasonably strong wind, would be favouring Tipperary in this first half as they play towards the city goal. The ball is pucked out. It drops down there between O'Brien, and it is cleared out the field by the left half back. It's caught and cleared by Brian McGovern for Kilkenny, dropping into the square. It's knocked down over there by Joe Wall. He's gone after it. Back for Tipperary is Shane McManus, and it's gone out now to the wing, and it's cut in by Kilkenny player into the centre. Coming down for it now is another Kilkenny. It is their wing forward. It is Pat Farrell, and it's gone back. And it's cleared away down the field for Tipperary again, this time by Byron. And it's gone out on the left wing to Eamon Maher. Eamon Maher of Skaheen Rinka is 14 yards out, but the ball is caught by John Marnell and cleared out the field and cleared further by Eamon Holmes for Kilkenny. Over the halfway line, going out for there is Paul Tracy. Into his hand, a hard one up the centre. It's knocked out by Pat Maguire and cleared further by Chris Byron over on towards the 21-yard line. It's knocked out there by Tom Link for Kilkenny. Comes out now on the right wing. Liam Stokes is after it, but it's pulled on by Holmes and he clears it, and it goes to the centre of the field to Chris Byron, and Chris Byron of Ganty Rovers is fouled for Tipperary on his own 70-yard line. And Chris Byron commits a foul. The foul on Brian McGovern, and it's going to be a free for Kilkenny on their own 70-yard line, and this will be taken by their centre half-back Derek Shelley. Derek Shelley has placed the ball just outside the 70-yard line, and now he lifts it. He strikes a low hard one towards the square. It's dropped down there. It's into the hand of number 11 for Kilkenny, Pat Tracy. It's stopped by John Leamy. He clears a short one to Chris Burden, and he's gone soling away from his own goal. A hard low one up the centre. Coming out for it now is Tom Ling. He doesn't get it. It's knocked away and it's now gone in towards the goal. It's followed in there by Eamon Kelly for Tipperary, but it's cleared out the field by Tom Ling for Kilkenny. Over to the far side, cleared further up by Sean Caulfield. Over the 70-yard line now. The ball is stationary in there, but Owen Cummins is after it, but he doesn't get it very far, and it's returned. And coming out for it now for Tipp is Pat Maguire. He clears it over the 70-yard line, and there's a race for the possession there, and it is Paul Tracy. Tracy doesn't get it. He's tackled by Liam Stokes. Brian McGovern does for Kilkenny. He's tackled by Byron, and Byron gets it back now to Owen Cummins, and Cummins a short one up to the halfway line, going now to Liam Sheedy. Sheedy, a low ball right up the centre of the field. Out comes the full forward Eamon Kelly for it. He doesn't get it very far. John Marnell has it in his hand, and he clears it for Kilkenny up the right wing, knocked down by Shane McManus. It's pulled on along the ground by Owen Cummins, and it's gone now between Sean Caulfield and Eamon Maher. Maher gets the better of it, and coming out now and clearing the ball over the touchline is the Kilkenny right full back Jim Dunphy, and this is going to be a line ball for Tipperary, about 60 yards out from the Kilkenny goal, over on the far side of the field. And this one is being cut in now by Byron. He cuts it in, a good cut, dropping on the 21-yard line. It breaks down there to Liam Stokes. He doesn't get it very far. Coming out for it now is Dunphy. Back to Stokes again. Stokes in towards the goal, but to the left of the post and wide. And there is still no score in this All-Ireland Junior hurling final, with a few minutes of the first half gone. The puck out is pucked out to David Holmes for Kilkenny on the left wing. Sends a high ball up the field, dropping 21 yards out. Out comes for Tipperary, comes Damien Quillan. He loses it, but it goes now to Pat Maguire. He sends a high one, dropping on the 70-yard line. It breaks in there now for Kilkenny to Pat Farrell. He up into his hand. He takes a shot, and he sends the ball over the bar for a point for Kilkenny. And the first score of the game is a point for Kilkenny after about 5 minutes play in the first half. As Pat Farrell got that ball into his hand, he sent it high and over the bar, and now Kilkenny lead by 1 point, playing against a strong wind in this first half. The ball is pucked out it goes now into the hand of Sheedy, and he sends the ball in for Tipperary. It's caught in there. Caught by Dunphy in front of his own goal. He loses possession. Trying to get it up into his hand is Eamon Maher. He takes a shot in towards the goal, and the ball has gone in, but the umpires have not put up the flag as yet. The referee is going in for a discussion with the umpires, as it did appear as if a Tipperary forward had been inside the square. And now, after the referee discusses the situation with the umpire, the score is being disallowed. So the score remains 1 point for Kilkenny and Tipperary have still no score. Níl éon score ag tubred an go fóil agus puck sé amach a gcór Kilkenny ginish. Tá sé ag titamil na parka, and it's returned for Tipperary 50 yards from the Kilkenny goal. Going across for his homes, he blocks it down, but it's carried on by Eamon Kelly, and it's gone out into the right wing to Joe Harrington. Harrington takes a shot, and Harrington gets a point for Tipperary. Joe Harrington from Silvermines, one possession there after getting a good ball from Liam Sheedy. He went past his men, and from the 21-yard line sent the ball over the bar to level the scores. With about 5 minutes of the first half gone, the sides are level. Coolleen won, Tubredon, Coolleen won, Kilkenny. The ball is dropping well over the halfway line. It's knocked down there by McGovern and sent further down now, down the right wing. Joe Harrington chasing for it with Tom Ling. Harrington stops it, and Harrington is pushing it outside now. Harrington sends it across the goal. Coming across for his Joe Dunphy to Ling, a short clearance, but it goes to Eamon Holmes, and he sends a left-handed one up over the halfway line. It's cut into the hand of Tom O'Keefe, and O'Keefe up towards the goal. But out comes the Tipperary fullback Michael Stapleton. He clears it over the 70-yard line. It's knocked back by Sean Caulfield, and it's cleared further now for Kilkenny by Shelley, and it goes now to McGovern on the halfway line, but he doesn't get it, and there's a great pull with Stokes, between Stokes and Holmes, but Holmes eventually clears it away up the field. Some very hard pulling here in a very good junior final, and the ball is cleared down the field by Michael Ryan for Tipperary, but it goes out over the halfway line, 2 yards inside the Kilkenny half of the field, and this line ball for Kilkenny will be taken by David Holmes. David Holmes, their left half back from Barrow Rangers, is standing over the ball now. And as he gets the signal from the linesman, he places the ball and goes back, and any moment now he will cut it in, and he does. A good cut up the left wing. It is knocked down there, and it goes into the hand of Pat Maguire. Maguire clears it down towards Joe Harrington. Holmes is after him. Harrington up into his hand, left-handed into the centre, but it's intercepted by Derek Shelley, and Shelley sends a left-handed clearance, dropping 21 yards from the Tipperary goal. It breaks down in there. Coming across for it now is Sean Ryan, but he is blocked again, and it's now cleared by Michael Ryan for Tipperary, and it's gone down the left wing, and it's gone over the sideline after another very good clearance by Michael Ryan as he came across from his own wing. He gathered that ball and sent it over the sideline, and it's going to be another line ball for Kilkenny. This one will be taken by Sean Caulfield over on the far side of the field, about 50 yards from his own goal, and Sean Caulfield cuts it in. Another very good one, 40 yards from the other goal, but it's cut and held by Shane McManus. McManus into the centre to O'Brien, and he sends the ball down to the 21-yard line. Coming out from it now and sending a low ball in. It's Harrington has it, and it's a point. That ball was sent in by Sean Neelan, and Joe Harrington succeeded in controlling it about 14 yards out, and he sends a hard ball in, and it was saved and sent over the bar by John Brennan, and Tipperary now lead by 2 points to 1 as they play with a reasonably strong wind in this first half. The ball pucked out and returned. It goes now to Brian McGovern, out to David Holmes of Kilkenny, over dropping 50 yards out again. It drops on the ground. It's gathered over there, and it's cleared by Shane McManus. Shane McManus towards the left wing, and it is controlled beautifully by Neelan in towards the centre. Out comes Kelly for it, and it goes to Stokes, but he doesn't get it very far. Brian McGovern does. He lifts it and drops it 21 yards from the Tipperary goal. It's gone over now to the far side, and Pat Gannon is after it across to in front of the goal. Coming out for it now is Maguire, up into his hand, soloing out 50 yards from his own goal. He hand passes it down now to Byrne of Galtee Rovers, gone soloing up the field, taps it in towards the centre. Sean Caulfield pulls on it. The ball has gone loose. Back there now for Kilkenny is Richie Moran. Richie Moran up the left wing. Going back again is Maguire, and Maguire leaves it go over the sideline because he knows he will get a line ball, as that ball was sent up by Richie Moran of Kilkenny, and it's a line ball for Tipperary about 50 yards from their own goal. And just down in front of us here on our left, there is a mentor going on the field with a change of hurley. A change of hurley for Shane McManus of Imlay. And now, as play is about to resume, this line ball will be cut in by Pat Maguire from Lettencullen as his team lead by 2 points to 1. And now he cuts it in over the halfway line. It's cut in into the hand and down by the substitute in towards the centre. Pulled on by Sean Nealon to Joe Harrington. Harrington 40 yards out, takes a shot and it's a point. Joe Harrington gather that ball about 40 yards out and send it over the bar as he has got a pass from substitute Padraig O'Keefe, the very youthful Clonmel hurler and footballer who has just come on the Tipperary team as a substitute, replacing Liam Stokes. The ball is being pucked out by John Brennan. It's gone into the Tipperary half, dropping 65 yards out. It's caught by Paul Tracy, but he loses it. It goes to David Holmes on the halfway line, and David Holmes is robbed by Padraig O'Keefe, and the Clonmel player is still in possession, and he cuts it into the centre. Coming out for it now gathering the ball but fouling it is John Marnell, and John Marnell holds the ball too long, and there's a free in for Tipperary about 70 yards from the Kilkenny goal and slightly to the right of it, and Sean Nealon has come out to take it, and this is surely well within his range as his team leads by 2 points to 1 with about 10 minutes of the first half gone. Sean Nealon bends and strikes the ball and sends it over the bar for another point for Tipperary, who now lead by 3 points to 1. The score is not gone up yet on the scoreboard. The score has gone up on the scoreboard. No, I beg your pardon, it is 4 points to 1. Joe Harrington had just got a point previous to that, and Tipperary now lead by 4 points to 1 after that free from Sean Nealon, as John Brennan pucks the ball out onto the halfway line, going down for it, but clearing it for Tipp is Liam Sheedy. Liam Sheedy's puck goes too far to the left, as he got that pass from a centre half back and captain Jerry O'Brien. He sent it down and it went to the left and just barely wide. And another puck out for Tipperary, or for Kilkenny. This time again, John Brennan with about 12 minutes gone. It's gone dropping 65 yards from the Tipperary goal. Back is Paul Tracy, pulls on it. It goes now to Pat Farrell. Pat Farrell is fouled for Kilkenny, and there's a free in. And this one is about 50 yards from the Tipperary goal and slightly to the right. And going over to take it is Tom O'Keefe. Tom O'Keefe from Thomastown makes his way over, and now he places the ball on the ground as a mentor goes into the field to give a drink to one of the Kilkenny players. It is Brian McGovern, but this time it is Farrell standing over the ball. It is Tom O'Keefe. Tom O'Keefe from Thomastown send that one over the bar to narrow the gap to 2 points as Tipperary lead 4 points to 2 as we come towards the end of the first quarter. The ball is pucked out, pulled on in there. Coming out for it is O'Keefe, but it goes to Eamon Holmes. Eamon Holmes is soloing over the halfway line. He's still got possession, sends a short flick up, but it goes off his stick and out over the sideline, and it will be a line ball for Tipperary. This one will be taken by Pat Maguire. Pat Maguire from Lettencullen, the son of the county chairman, has placed the ball on the ground, and now he comes up and he cuts it in, a low one across the halfway line. Owen Cummins is after it. He doesn't get it, but O'Brien does. He sends it away down the field. It drops in there. John Marnell is out. So is Joe Dunning, soling up the field, and now he is intercepted, and the ball goes to Padraig O'Keefe. O'Keefe has it 60 yards out across the centre, down out to Liam Sheedy. Liam Sheedy, a low ball in. It is blocked inside in the square, and it is cleared out by Marnell. Coming out after it again, this time it is Shelley. Shelley gets in his clearance, but and it is cleared further out and going up now to McGovern on the halfway line, going in towards the Tipperary goal. It is knocked down there by Michael Ryan. He has it now 50 yards out. He has it cleared towards the left wing, and it goes over the sideline. And hard luck on Michael Ryan. He has made 3 great clearances, but all 3 have gone out over the sideline. This one on the far side of the field, 50 yards from the Kilkenny goal, and the ball is gone out over the sideline, out over the wire, but it has been retrieved. And now Sean Caulfield, the Kilkenny right half back, will take this cut in as Tipperary lead by 4 points to 2 with about 15 minutes of the first half gone. A shortest puck, it goes to Eamon Maher. Caulfield comes back to retrieve the situation. He gets a short ball to Morden, but none of them get it. It goes to Eamon Maher. He sends it in, and Eamon Maher sends it over the bar for another point for Tipperary as Eamon Maher gathered that ball after there was a bad cut in by Sean Caulfield. The ball went towards the centre, back out to the wing to Eamon Maher, and he sent it over the bar to stretch Tipperary's lead to 5 points to 2. 3 points Tipperary lead by. The ball is pucked out. It's cut by Cummins. He had great fielding by Cummins to Eamon Maher. He steadies himself. He sends a high ball in. It's dropping on the edge of the square. It drops and goes over the end line and wide. And there is still 3 points between the teams. Tipperary leading 5 points to 2, and Tipperary playing with a wind which is not blowing quite as strong as it was at the beginning of the game. A very good puck out by John Brennan. It's dropping in there. Going back for it is Jerry Byrne for O'Brien. It is Jerry O'Brien for Tipperary. Clears it away down the field. Eamon Kelly is out for it, hops it on his stick, he's all alone. He sends a shortish one. Sean Nealon pulls it. It's gathered by Joe Dunphy for Kilkenny across the field. Hand passed it out in front of Eamon Holmes, and he cuts it up along the centre. Coming down again is O'Brien. But this time it's Pat Maguire from Latin Cullen going soloing away over the 70-yard line. Sends a high ball in towards the square. It's knocked down there, and Sean Nealon goes across. But again, it is caught by the Kilkenny cornerback, Jim Dunphy, and Jim Dunphy sends it up the centre of the field, but a wild pull by a Kilkenny player results in a free for Tipperary. The referee calling for the ball is going to award a free to Tipperary, and this one is 73 yards out from the Kilkenny goal and about 15 yards from the touchline on this side of the field. And the Tipperary left corner forward, Sean Nealon, is standing over the ball, and any minute now he will take this free. He takes it, a high one, a very high one. It's dropping, but it's dropping very much to the left of the post and wide. And the score remains Tipperary 5 points, Kilkenny 2. Coolini ag Tubradon, Go Coolini ag Kilkenny, 3 Coolini at Rainish. And now the ball is in the hand of John Brennan, the Thomastown goalkeeper, who sends a left-handed puck out over the halfway line, dropping on the 70-yard line. It breaks in there, and coming across again is Jerry O'Brien, goes over his head. It's now into the hand of Tom O'Keefe. Tom O'Keefe has gone soloing towards the goal. He's 30 yards out. He's 25 yards out. He's dispossessed. It's gone over there now to Tracy. Tracy sends it to Farrell. He takes a shot. It's blocked down. It's with Tracy again. He takes a shot and he sends it over the bar for a point for Kilkenny. And now there is only 2 points between them. That was ball reached Paul Tracy, another Thomastown player, and he sends a left-handed one over the bar to make Kilkenny score 3 points and Tipperary 5. The ball is pucked out for Tipperary by John Leamy. It lands inside the Kilkenny half. It is cleared for Kilkenny by Derek Shelley, and it's gathered over there by Damien Quinlan for Tipperary. 50 yards out to Eamon Maher on the halfway line. He loses it in towards the centre. It goes now to Joe Wall. Joe Wall away up the wing. Damien Quinlan going back for it. Out there is Pat Gannon for Kilkenny, but the ball goes out over the line as Pat Gannon of St. Patrick's Kilkenny loses possession over the sideline. There will be a line ball for Tipperary, and this one will be cut in by their left full back Damien Quinlan from Arravale Rovers. A good one, dropping 50 yards out, pulled on by Cummins, down the field to O'Keefe. O'Keefe from Clonmel is tackled by David Holmes, but he gets the ball up with his stick, gone soaring towards the goal, 21 yards out. He sends a low one in. It's gone across the goal. It's gathered by Tom Ling from Kilkenny, and Tom Ling gets in a great clearance, and it breaks at midfield. Richie Morden has it now for Kilkenny. A low one up the left wing. Down comes Pat Maguire, and Jerry O'Brien comes in. He doesn't clear it the first time. He gets it up into his hand. He is dispossessed. And the play goes on. He is dispossessed by Joe Wall. The ball drops in. It's knocked by John Leamy, but John Leamy loses the ball over the end line, and it's going to be a 70-yard puck for Kilkenny as a Tipperary player, Jory O'Brien, lies down injured about 60 yards from his own goal. Pat Flynn of Tipperary is in attending to their captain and centre and half-back, Jory O'Brien from Portroe. But when play resumes, it will be a 70 for Kilkenny, and this one will be taken by Derek Shelley, their centre half-back. And Derek Shelley is standing with the referee over the ball on the 70-yard line. And any moment now, he will hit this ball into the wind. It is not a very strong wind. This one should be within his range, as Tipperary lead by 5 points to 3. And now Derek Shelley sends it in. A hard ball and a good ball. It's over the bar. A point for Kilkenny to narrow the gap to 1 point. And with about 20 minutes of the first half gone, Tipperary lead by 5 points to 4 in a very good game of hurling here in Limerick this Saturday evening. The puck out is gathered by Brian McGovern for Kilkenny. He sends it back to the Tipperary goal. It's knocked in by Pat Gannon. Back there now for Tipp is Michael Stapleton. He doesn't get it. It's pulled on, and it's gone out as another 70-yard puck as Pat Gannon got his puck in there. It was deflected from a defender and sent over the line for another 70 yards free, this time for Kilkenny again. And again their centre half-back Derek Shelley, who scored in a similar situation a minute ago, has come up to take it. With Tipperary leading by 5 points to 4, Derek Shelley takes the 70. He drops it in, and it drops. The referee blows his whistle in any event. It dropped short of the line, but there was people in the square. The referee blew his whistle, and it will be a free out for Tipperary. This one will be taken by their goalkeeper, John Leamy. John Leamy from Golden Kilfeacle sends a high ball well into the Tipperary half. It drops in there. It's knocked back by Derek Shelley. It's pulled on now by Joe Wall, but coming in for Tipperary is Shane McManus. He gathers and sends it down the field. It's knocked back by McGovern, and it goes in now to Joe Harrington. Harrington sends a flick in towards the middle. It's knocked away by John Marnell for Kilkenny. Dunphy's gone after it on the far side. It's Sean Caulfield up into his hand, chased by Eamon Maher. A good pass into the centre to Richie Morden, and he's gone soloing up the field. He's tackled over there by McManus, but he gets a pass in to Tom O'Keefe. Tom O'Keefe a pass in to Pat Farrell on the right wing. It was Pat Farrell and not Tom O'Keefe. He took that pass and he sends it to the right of the post and wide. And the score remains Tipperary 5 points, Kilkenny 4. John Leamy pucks the ball out, gone over the halfway line, knocked down by Brian McGovern. It's gone into the hand now of Chris Bryan. He sends it down the field, knocked down by Tom Ling, clears it himself towards the centre of the field, and it's cleared further by Richie Morden for Kilkenny. And as Jory O'Brien fouls Joe Wall, who has come out to centre half forward, there's a free in for Kilkenny, and once again their centre half back will come up the field to take it, and this is about 73 yards out from the Tipperary goal and dead straight in front of it. And Tipperary are playing with a slight wind in this first half. Derek Shelley, who scored from a 70, lifts the ball and drives it, a high one, but this goes to the right. It is too high and too much to the right, and it goes wide to leave the score. Tipperary 5 points, Kilkenny 4. Coolini ag Tubradorden, Kerricoolini ag Kilkenny, as John Leamy pucks the ball out away over the halfway line on the left wing. Eamon Maher puts up his his hand, gets it into his hand, coming inside, followed by Caulfield, sends a good ball in, dropping, but over comes Holmes. He's dispossessed by O'Keefe. He doesn't get the pass in, but now it goes to Eamon Kelly. He loses the ball. Coming out for his John Marnell, up into his hand, clears it left-handed over the halfway line. It's dropping there, but back goes Jerry O'Brien, and Jerry O'Brien sends it down to the 21-yard line. It's caught inside in there by Joe Harrington. He hand passed it out to Padraig O'Keefe, intercepted by David Holmes, up into his hand. His puck is blocked down by Padraig O'Keefe, and it will be a line ball for Kilkenny. And this one is about 14 yards from their own goal, as David Holmes' puck was blocked down by Padraig O'Keefe and out over the sideline. There is a line ball for Kilkenny, and their left half back, David Holmes from Barrow Rangers, who is playing a great game for them on the left half back position, is gone back to take it. He cuts it in, a low cut, away up along the touchline. It's returned by Pat Maguire down towards Eamon Kelly, and Tom Ling fouls Joe Harrington, and there's going to be a free in for Kilkenny. This one is on the 21-yard line. It's about halfway between the goal and the sideline, and Sean Neelan, the Tipperary left corner forward, has come over to take it. He is now standing over the ball. He lifts it and he strikes and sends it again to the left of the post and wide. And the score remains Tipperary 5 points, Kilkenny 4, with about 5 minutes of the first half left. It is still anybody's game. Tipperary are playing with a slight breeze. It was a strong breeze early in the game. It is not so strong now, as John Brennan of Thomastown pucks the ball out. It goes into the Tipperary half. Back there for it is Cummins. It comes back now to Jerry O'Brien. His clearance is a short one, and it's sent in towards the Tipperary goal. It goes over now to Joe Wall on the 21-yard line. His puck is blocked down by Damien Quinlan. Wall is after it again. Out comes for Tipperary comes Michael Stapleton. He sends a left-handed one, clearance, but it's a clearance over the sideline, and it will be a line ball for Kilkenny about 50 yards from the Tipperary goal, over on the far side of the field. And this one now will be cut in. It looks like Richie Morton, and Richie Morton cuts it in. A good one, 21 yards out. Out comes Gannon for it, and now it's in the hand of Pat Tracy. Tracy takes a shot, but the ball has gone to the left of the post, and again it's wide. Quite a lot of misses in the last 10 minutes of the game. That game that opened in explosive style. There are some misses now at both ends. And again, John Leamy pucks the ball out to the left wing. It goes past Eamon Maher. Back there for it now is Derek Shelley. Shelley getting his clearance in to Richie Morton. Intercepted over there by Shane McManus. And the Imley man sends it towards the Kilkenny goal. Knocked down by Dunphy. Cleared further out by John Marnell to Derek Shelley. Intercepted there now by Liam Sheedy. Liam Sheedy has the ball up into his hand. Gone to soloing in towards the centre. Loses it. It goes back to Derek Shelley. He clears it, but it only goes as far as Owen Cummins. And he takes a shot, but it goes wide. Owen Cummins of Feathered took a shot, but again the ball went wide. And now the shooting is not quite as accurate as what it was in the earlier stages of the game. But nevertheless, it is still a very entertaining and enjoyable All-Ireland Junior Hurling final. The ball is pucked out. It's pulled on there and sent back by Chris Byrne. And it goes to Padraig O'Keefe. Again towards Eamon Maher's wing. Cleared by Derek Shelley to David Holmes. Holmes gets the ball back, but it goes again to Eamon Maher. He's 21 yards out. He's 14 yards out. He's crossing in front of the goal. He sends it across, and another shot by Joe Harrington, but cleared by John Marnell. And it comes now to Chris Byrne. Byrne is 40 yards out. It's cleared by Derek Shelley. Derek Shelley out to the centre of the field to Brian McGovern. He up along the left wing to Tom O'Keefe, and the Thomastown man sends it in towards the Tipperary goal. John Leamy gathers on the edge of the square. He comes past Pat Gannon and sends a high clearance, dropping 70 yards out. It goes past Eamon Maher, but he's gone in after it. He kicks it in along the left wing. Jim Dunphy gets it for Kilkenny, up into his hand, sends a high ball, dropping 70 yards out. It's knocked in by Owen Cummins, and out comes Derek Shelley. He clears it, goes after it himself, sends it up along the right wing now to Pat Farrell. Farrell across towards the left corner. Michael Ryan is going after it, and Paul Tracy's after him. Paul Tracy across, and it is knocked out there to Damien Quinlan. The referee blows his whistle. It's half time, and at half time Tipperary lead Kilkenny by 5 points to 4 in a very entertaining Junior All-Ireland final played here in Limerick this evening. The throw-in and the second half is on. And it's back towards the Kilkenny goal. Liam Sheedy. It's gone now to Paul Tracy out towards the centre of the field. Whipped on for Tipperary there by Owen Cummins. And it's gone on the 21-yard line. Back there is Derek Shelley. Clears it for Kilkenny, but it's Eamon Maher of Tipperary in towards the centre to Liam Sheedy. Liam Sheedy is 14 yards out across the goal, controlled in there by the substitute number 21, and it's a goal for Tipperary in the very first minute of the second half as the ball went to John Ryan of Upper Church Dunbrane, who came on at half time, gathered that ball from Eamon Maher and sent it into the back of the net to put Tipperary leading by 5 to 4 points. Tipperary 1 goal, 5 points, Kilkenny 4 points after with 1 minute of the first half gone. The ball is pucked out. It goes to the middle of the field. It's gathered over there and sent in again by Tipperary. Again to this substitute John Ryan, and he sends a high ball, and it's gone over the bar. It is not John Ryan, it's Joe Harrington. Joe Harrington and the Silver Mines men sends the ball over the bar for another point for Tipperary, and now they lead by 6 to 4 points. And that was a whirlwind start for Tipperary, as first of all their substitute John Ryan and then Joe Harrington send the ball in for 2 scores. The ball is pucked out and it's back in the Tipperary half. It's cleared by Shane McManus over to the far side. Brian McGovern is chasing it. He gets it up into his hands. He goes past Byrne of Tipperary and sends it in towards the goal, and across comes Damien Quinlan, but it's Kilkenny now coming out there and getting the ball, and his puck is blocked down is Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan is tackled. Sean Ryan is fouled by Jerry O'Brien, and it's a free in for Kilkenny, and this one is about 35 yards out from the Tipperary goal. And it is dead straight in front of it, and it will be taken by Tom O'Keefe. Tom O'Keefe of Thomastown is standing over the ball, 35 yards out, dead straight in front of the goal. He takes a shot and sends it high and over the bar to narrow the gap for Kilkenny to 4 points once again. Tipperary lead 6 to 5 points with just a few minutes of the second half gone. The puck out by John Leamy, dropping on the halfway line. It goes past Chris Bryan. He goes up after it, up to O'Keefe. It has got up into the hand of Derek Shelley of Kilkenny. He clears it for Kilkenny down the left wing. It is knocked down by Michael Ryan. Going out to the line after this, Sean Ryan. But the ball is sent out over the sideline, and it will be a line ball for Tipperary. This one is 50 yards from their own goal. On the sideline, the far side of the field, and Pat Maguire from Latin Cullen will take it. Pat Maguire is standing back. Pat Maguire comes and cuts it in. A great ball up the right wing. Back is David Holmes, goes over his head. It's gathered by Joe Harrington for Tipperary. Across towards the centre. Back is John Marnell for Kilkenny. Gathers it and clears it out to the 21-yard line. And it goes out over the sideline on the far side of the field. And it's going to be a line ball for Tipperary. This one is just outside the 21-yard line. And it's going to be taken by Owen Cummins for Feathered, who is playing centre field for Tipperary along with Chris Byron of Galtee Rovers. And Cummins cuts it in. It drops on the edge of the square, but the referee blows his whistle. Yes, the ball ended up in the net, but the referee called play back as the Tipperary forwards were in the square. So it's going to be a free out for Kilkenny. And their goalkeeper, John Brennan of Thomastown, will take it. Left-handed A very good ball over the halfway line and over the 70-yard line. Broke past Owen Cummins. Coming out for it there and getting it out this side is Shane McManus. He is robbed, but pulling on it is Eamon Maher. But it's into the hand now of Pat Farrell. Farrell, and the ball drops now in towards the goal. But again, the ball has gone wide as Pat Farrell sent a good pass into Sean Caulfield, but the ball ended up wide. And there is still 4 points between them. 1-6 for Tipperary, 5 points for Kilkenny. As John Leamy pucks the ball out away over the halfway line. It's knocked down there by Derek Shelley, but it's pulled on by Owen Cummins to Sean Maher, and now it is Pat Farrell sends it up the field, and running after it is Richie Morton, and it's gone in now about 25 yards out, and it's gathered by John Marnell. John Marnell clears it over the 70-yard line. It breaks inside there, and Joe Wall is beaten by Jerry O'Brien. He into the centre, but it goes to Derek Shelley. He sends a left-handed low ball up the centre, and it's cleared out by Damien Quinlan, but it's now sent further down, and it's cleared back up by Shane McManus up the field. It's pulled on by Sean Nealon. It breaks in there. Liam Sheedy's in there, but so is Derek Shelley, and Eamon Maher has it. Eamon Maher is 25 yards out. He takes a shot, and it's gone over the bar. It's a point for Tipperary, scored by Eamon Maher as he gathered that ball, went on a short solo run, and from 23 yards out send it over the bar for another point for Tipperary, and now they lead by 5 points. 1-7 to 5 points. Tipperary leading with about 6 minutes of the second half gone. The ball is pucked out by John Brennan. It's gone in now towards the Tipperary half. Back there for it, and it comes out now to Pat Farrell. Pat Farrell, left-handed, takes a shot. He sends a high ball in, and it's gone again to the left of the post and wide. As Pat Farrell gathered that ball, he went past Shane McManus, and he took a left-handed shot, but it went to the left of the post and wide. And now Noel Skehan, the Kilkenny manager, is looking very anxious as he walks in and out from the touchline underneath the stand as we watch this game from our excellent vantage point. The ball breaks at midfield, pulled on in along towards the Tipperary goal. It's pulled on again by Pat Gannon, but back there is Damien Quinlan. He sends a left-handed clearance over the halfway line. Back for it is Derek Shelley, so is Liam Sheedy. It's knocked out this side of the field to Sean Caulfield, and knocked down again, and coming out towards the line it's Eamon Maher again, and again into his hand, and he kicks it this time up along this side of the field, but it's deflected by a Kilkenny player over the sideline for a line ball to Tipperary, and this one is about 55 yards from the Kilkenny end line, and Tipperary's midfielder Owen Cummins is now placing the ball, and any moment he will cut it in as his team leads by 1-7 to 5 points. 5 points between them with about 8 minutes of the second half gone. Owen Cummins comes and cuts it in. A good one up towards the left corner. Going out for this, Sean Nealon. Up into his hand on the 21-yard line. He sends a long pass to the far side of the field to Joe Harrington. Joe Harrington chasing after it, but the ball beats him out over the sideline. And although that was an excellent pass from Sean Nealon, it eventually beat him over the end sideline. And it's going to be a line ball for Kilkenny. And this one will be taken by Tom Ling. Over on the far side, it is not Tom Ling, it's David Holmes. Holmes cuts it in, and he puts it out over the sideline. And this time it's going to be a line ball, but for Tipperary, as their midfielder, Owen Cummins, who appears to be taking all the line balls around the middle of the field, is gone over to take it. And this one is about 65 yards from the end line. He cuts it in, a very high one, up to the 21-yard line. Padraig O'Keefe gets it up into his hand. He's on the 14-yard line. He sends a high ball across the goal. It's dropping there. It is gathered and fouled. A Kilkenny player coming away with the ball. Sean Caulfield is fouled, and it's a free out for Kilkenny just outside their own 21-yard line. and their goalkeeper John Brennan comes out and takes it left-handed, dropping 50 yards out. It's knocked down by Jerry O'Brien. Joe Wall is after it. It is cleared now into the centre to Brian McGovern. He's gone soloing past Chris Bryan. He takes a shot and it's a point, and that's the first point for Kilkenny in quite a while. As Brian McGovern got that ball, he went past Chris Byron, and from 60 yards out he sent it over the bar to narrow the gap to 4 points. Tipperary lead 1-7 to 6 points. John Leamy pucks the ball out, dropping on the 70-yard line. It goes to Derek Shelley, left-handed down towards the left corner, going in after it and clearing it out now is Damien Quinlan. Pat Maguire is over there, up into his hand. He goes past Tom O'Keefe. He clears it up the field, up along the right wing. It is knocked down by Tom Ling. Tom Ling doesn't get into his hand. Joe Harrington of Tipp into the centre. Eamon Maher again, in now towards John Ryan, and John Ryan, who at half time came on as a substitute for Tipperary and got a goal immediately after half time, got that ball up into his hand but sent it high and wide, and the score remains 1-7 to 6 points. The ball pucked out by John Brennan down the left wing. Over there is Chris Byron, gathers it in his right hand, kicks it into the centre, but it goes to Richie Moran, and Richie Moran sends a high one towards the Tipperary goal. It hops on the edge of the square and goes wide. Hops on the edge of the square and goes wide, and the score remains 1-7 to 6 points. And now the ball will be pucked out for Tipperary again by John Leamy, away over the halfway line, over the 70-yard line, goes over Derek Shelley, but Patrick O'Keefe has it. He's 50 yards out, a low pass to Sean Nealon, and Sean Nealon is whistled back as there is some disturbance going on out in the centre of the field. The referee is calling one of the Kilkenny players, as there was an incident after that ball was sent to Sean Nealon up along the left wing. There appears to be an incident in the centre of the field, and the referee is calling the players together, and he is taking the names of Derek Shelley of Kilkenny and Liam Sheedy of Tipperary, but it is nothing very serious. And now the referee is going towards the left corner, and will he throw the ball in? Yes, he will. Eamon Maher and Sean Caulfield go for it. Caulfield wins the pull, goes over the halfway line down here in front of us, but it is knocked down by Shane McManus out over the line, and it's going to be a line ball for Kilkenny. This one will be taken by Richie Moran, and it is 3 yards inside the Tipperary 70-yard line. He takes the flag out of his way and cuts it in. A great cut across the centre. It's into the hand of Paul Tracy, and he is fouled as he went to pass the ball. He was fouled, and there's a free in for Tipperary. A free in for Kilkenny, I beg your pardon, and this one is about 27 yards from the Tipperary goal and straight in front of it, and it's sent over the bar by Tom O'Keefe again. And now there is only one goal between them. Tom O'Keefe of Thomastown sent that ball over the bar, and the ball is now being pucked out by John Leamy. John Leamy's puck goes over the halfway line to the right wing. Chris Byron gets it up to the right corner, goes over Joe Harrington. Tom Ling is back there. John Ryan has it, the substitute. He's tackled by Tom Ling. He hops it on his stick. He takes a shot, and the ball has gone wide. Tipperary lead by Coolawan agus Shock Colini. Agus tá Shock Colini e Kilkenny. Coolawan at Renish. There are now one goal between them. And now it is John Brennan of Kilkenny. He pucks it way over the halfway line, blocked down there, and goes now to Pat Maguire. Maguire clears it up along the right wing. In there is Liam Sheedy, tackled by Derek Sheely, loses his hurley. It goes to Michael O'Keefe, and he's gone soloing. He's now 25 yards out. He takes a shot. It's gone high and over the bar. A point by O'Keefe, Padraig O'Keefe from Clonmellow, who came out as a sub in the first half. Send that ball over the bar, and now Tipperary lead by 1-8 to 7 points, and Kilkenny are going to introduce a substitute. They're bringing on Eamon Maher. Yes, Eamon Maher is coming on for Kilkenny. That means there will be 2 Eamon Mahers on the team. Eamon Maher of Kilkenny is gone on at left half forward, and he will be marking Pat Maguire. Eamon Maher, no, he's gone centre half forward. Eamon Maher gone centre half forward on the Kilkenny team. He will be marked by Jerry O'Brien. The ball comes down between them. It breaks between them. It's gone in towards the goal now. And number 21 for Kilkenny, who had come on. Number 21, John Forrestal, who had come on earlier, was fouled that time. So now Kilkenny have number 20 Eamon Maher and 21 John Forrestal in their forward line. John Forrestal was fouled, and Kilkenny have a free 40 yards out, and Tom O'Keefe sends it high and over the bar for another point for Kilkenny, and to narrow the gap again. And now we're halfway through the second half. There is 1 goal between them. 1-8 to 8 points. John Leamy is looking for a ball down there as the ball appears to have gone out of play. And the ball is being sent down now from the other goal, with Tipperary leading 1-8 to 8 points. The wind has got much weaker since the beginning of the game, but Kilkenny have whatever wind there is for the final 15 minutes of this second half. A very entertaining junior final, and the game is being restarted by a puck out. John Leamy pulled on by Liam Sheedy. Back there is Sean Caulfield, up into his hand, left-handed to the far wing. Coming in is Eamon Maher, pulled on it, but it goes now to Cummins. Cummins up along the left wing, up into his hand. He is tackled by Derek Shelley and beaten by Derek Shelley, who sends the ball dropping on the 14-yard line. It breaks down there. In goes Damien Quinlan into his hand for Tipperary. He's gone out the right wing. He overruns the ball. It goes now to Forrestal, and there's a free out for Tipperary, as the Tipperary man was fouled, and this free for Tipperary, 40 yards from their own goal, will be taken by Michael Ryan, their right full-back. He takes it now up along the right wing, going round for his Liam Sheedy. It runs past him, cleared by Derek Shelley, back into his hand. He clears it a second time, dropping 70 yards out. It's caught by Richie Moran into his hand. He hand passes it free, but intercepted by Eamon Maher. Eamon Maher beaten by Sean Caulfield into his hand, tackled by Owen Cummins, out to Richie Moran. He sends a high ball, dropping 50 yards from the Tipperary goal. It breaks down there, and in there now is Jerry O'Brien. It goes to Damien Quinlan. Quinlan playing a great game in the Tipperary defence, intercepts that ball 50 yards from his own goal. He is fouled as he comes out, and there's the free out for Tipperary with 1 goal between them. And the Tipperary centre half-back, Jerry O'Brien, their captain from Portrush, stands over the ball, and with his team leading by a goal, he sends the ball towards the Kilkenny goal, dropping 21 yards out to Sean Nealon. He's still after it. He doesn't get it into his hand. It goes back there now, and it's cleared by Richie Moran. In comes Damien Quinlan again, going back now to John Marnell. No, it's gone back there now to Joe Wall. Joe Wall up into his hand. Wall takes a shot, and the ball goes in, and it's gone over the bar for a very good point for Kilkenny by Joe Wall to narrow the gap to 2 points. Joe Wall of Mooncoin gather that ball and send it in barely inside the post, but it looked a point all the way, and now there is only 2 points between them. The puck out to the far wing. Pat Farrell leaves it go past him. It is sent down to the centre of the field, and now it is Eamon Maher of Kilkenny whose ball takes the ball over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball for Tipperary just inside the Kilkenny half. Pat Maguire is the taker as Tipperary bring on a substitute. It is number 22. It is David Fogarty from Golden Kilfeacle, and David Fogarty is in the game, and as he goes towards the Kilkenny goal, we have to wait and see who is going off. It is Sean Nealon, the left corner forward. David Fogarty of Golden replaces him. And now it's a line ball for Tipperary. A good one up the right wing, caught by Michael O'Keefe, 21 yards out. A high ball. It's gone across the goal. It hits the upright. And it's a goal. A goal for Tipperary. It hit the upright. It came back to John Ryan. John Ryan, the Burley substitute, who came on at half-time, flicked that ball into the back of the net. And now Tipperary lead by 8 to 9 points. 5 points between them now, with about 19 minutes of the second half gone. And Kilkenny are on the attack. And the ball comes down to Pat Farrell. He's 21 yards out. Farrell is going in. Farrell takes a shot. It's a point. A point for Kilkenny, scored by Pat Farrell, as he got that ball almost directly from the puck out. He sent over a great point with 10 minutes of the game left to leave 4 points between them again. John Leamy pucks it out over the halfway line, knocked down there. Derek Shelley runs over it, so does Liam Sheedy, but Derek Shelley has it in his hand. He sends a good clearance up the wing. It goes past Quinlan this time, coming out for it and clearing it again as Quinlan to Shane McManus, up into his hand, 50 yards out. A high ball way up the field, dropping on the far side. It's caught and held by Michael O'Keefe and the Clonmel Oakman, Padraig O'Keefe. I beg your pardon, it is Padraig O'Keefe. As he gathered that ball 50 yards out, he was fouled, and it's a free in for Tipperary. Táise Kegas Slotamach agus Dírach Osakor, and Liam Sheedy will take it. Liam Sheedy, their centre half forward, lifts and strikes, sends the ball over the bar for another point for Tipperary, and again they lead by 5 points. And now, as we move in towards in the final 10 minutes, with about 9 minutes left, Kilkenny Crown look to be in danger. The ball is pucked out, and it breaks in there. Stalemate there. Comes towards this wing. Eamon Maher gets it up into his hand. A low ball. It goes to Sean Caulfield, left-handed, towards the Tipperary goal. It goes past Damien Quinlan. Sean Ryan of Kilkenny out now to the right wing to Forrestal. He's 14 yards out. He takes a shot. It's deflected, and the ball is cleared. It goes in again, and it's gone wide. And that was a great piece of goalkeeping as Tom Forrestal went in, and the ball was saved in there by Leamy. The ball came out. It was returned by either Forrestal or Joe Wall, but either way it went wide, and Tipperary still lead by 4 points. Tipperary won this title 2 years ago. Kilkenny won it last year. Tipperary lead by 4 points. They have the ball now. It is Joe Harrington dropping 21 yards out. It's cleared by John Marnell to Derek Shelley. His puck is blocked. It goes now again to Eamon Maher, and after there is Sean Caulfield. It is sent in, and back again is Richie Morton. And the substitute that Tipperary brought on, David Fogarty, sends the ball inside. David Fogarty to Liam Sheedy. He's 21 yards out. He's going through, and it's a point. Another point for Tipperary to put 2 goals between them again. And now, as Tipperary lead by 2 clear goals, with only about 7 minutes left in the game, Kilkenny are in real danger, and their manager and their long-serving senior goalkeeper Noel Skehan is on the field, and Derek Shelley is coming off. Derek Shelley, their centre back, was playing well. He appears to have taken a knock, and he is coming off. And as Noel Skehan comforts him as he comes towards the line, Kilkenny have a sub on. It is John Conlon. John Conlon from Bennett's Bridge is in the game. Kilkenny on the attack. The ball is cleared by Michael Stapleton for Tipperary to Eamon Maher. Sean Caulfield beats him this time, but Tipperary now lead by 2 clear goals, and they look to be in the driving seat at this point in time. A free for Kilkenny. Richie Morton sends it to the 21-yard line. It is knocked out there. Byron is coming away with it. He is beaten by Brian McGovern. McGovern has it 50 yards out. He takes a shot. It's gone high. It's gone to the left and wide.
Brian McGovern send that ball in and send it wide. And as the referee asks some mentors to go away from the goal area, the goalkeeper will puck the ball out. And there is very little time left now as Tipperary lead by 2 clear goals. Levy sends it up along the right wing. David Maher's after it. He doesn't get it for Kilkenny, but it's Michael O'Keefe into the centre, and David Fogarty has it, and the substitute is going through. He doesn't get in a long puck, and it goes over the end line and wide. John Brennan is giving the signal for the puck out. And now he is coming to puck it out with about 6 minutes left in the game. Tipperary leading by 2 clear goals. The ball is cut out over there by Pat Maguire, but Pat Maguire loses it out over the sideline. And when play resumes, there will be a line ball for Kilkenny, and this one is about 65 yards from the Tipperary end line, and it will be taken by their left half back David Holmes, who did not play as well in the second half. He sends the ball down 14 yards out now. Across comes Michael Stapleton for Tipperary into his hand. Their full back is soloing out the field. He loses the ball, he gets it back again, and now he clears it. His puck is blocked and he loses it out over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball for Kilkenny. And this time Richie Moran from Bennett's Bridge is going over to take it. This one is about 30 yards from the corner flag. He cuts it in left-handed, a good cut into the square. It breaks in there and it's gone wide. It was pulled in there by a Kilkenny forward, but it went over the end line. And with Tipperary leading by 2 clear goals, we go into the last 5 minutes of the game as John Leamy prepares to puck the ball out for Tipperary. He pucks it out. It goes in within 60 yards of the goal. Returned by Brian McGovern. And it's sent out now to the left wing. This one goes to Eamon Maher, a left-handed one, dropping 25 yards out. It is knocked down. It goes to Pat Farrell of Kilkenny on the 21-yard line. But it's knocked back to Pat Maguire. And over there now, Shane McManus of Tipperary. He clears the ball away up the field. But again, he clears it out over the sideline. And there will be another line ball for Kilkenny just inside the Tipperary half of the field, and David Holmes of Kilkenny cuts it in down along the ground. It is blocked by Jerry O'Brien for Tipperary. He's tackled over there and he loses the ball, and the referee blows his whistle, and there will be a free. There will be a free in for Kilkenny as somebody chopped down there on a Kilkenny forward, and it will be a free in for Kilkenny. And there is a Kilkenny player injured and being attended to at the moment. When play resumes, Tom O'Keefe, the Thomastown man who scored some good points from frees, will take the free. I'm sure he will not take a point from this because his team are trailing by 2 clear goals. This one is just inside the sideline. It's 50 yards out. He sends a strong one in towards the square. It's cut by John Leamy on the goal line. It's cleared by John Leamy, dropping 50 yards out. Back comes Sean Caulfield, tackled and beaten by Eamon Maher. It is in the hand of Richie Moran, tackled again by Eamon Maher. It goes to Owen Cummins of Tipperary, left-handed, up along the left wing. John Ryan comes after it. So David Fogarty is also after it. John Dunphy gets it. Jim Dunphy of Kilkenny taps it out here now to John Marnell. A high ball from John Marnell, dropping 50 yards out. Down on the far side, it breaks in there, and it goes now to Eamon Maher of Kilkenny. He's 50 yards out. His puck is blocked by John Byron, Chris Byron. It goes back now to Joe Wall of Kilkenny. Hand pass back out and a low ball in. But back there, watching it go out over the end line, is Damien Quinlan. And Damien Quinlan, the Tipperary left cornerback, watched the ball go over the end line and wide as we're in the dying minutes of the game, with Tipperary still leading by 2 clear goals. The referee asks John Leamy to puck the ball out, and he pucks it out right-handed, a long ball into the Kilkenny half. It breaks down there. Over there is Eamon Maher of Kilkenny, but it goes to Chris Byron of Tipperary. And The man from Galtee Rovers, Chris Byron, was fouled, and there is going to be a free-in for Tipperary, about 60 yards from the Kilkenny goal, 5 yards from the sideline. Liam Sheedy takes it. He sends a high ball in, and it's gone over the bar for another point for Tipperary. Liam Sheedy took that free, and if an insurance point was needed, I don't think it was, but they have it now as Tipperary leads by 7 points. The game is as good as over. The ball is pucked out. Kilkenny attack. Back in there is and clearing it up into the centre. Liam Sheedy doubles on it into the 21-yard line. In there now is Joe Harrington. He sends the ball in and he sends it over the bar. Joe Harrington of Silvermines gets another point for Tipperary to stretch their lead to 8 points as the crowd begin to drift out of the ground. Tipperary lead by 8 points to 12 to 10 points. The ball is pucked out. It's landing on the halfway line. Pulled on by Sean Caulfield. In there is Liam Sheedy. Goes back to Jerry O'Brien, who clears it for Tipperary towards the right wing. Joe Harrington into his hand. Left-handed into the centre. Blocked by David Holmes. Michael O'Keefe gets it. He takes a shot. He sent it over the bar. It's another point for Tipperary. And the Clonmel player, it is Padraig O'Keefe. I might have called him Michael again, but his name is Padraig O'Keefe. He's from Clonmel. He's a very young player. And the game is over. As the game is over, as Tipperary won by 2 goals and 13 points to 10 points for Kilkenny. 3 clear goals between them in this very entertaining All-Ireland Junior Final played here at Limerick this evening. Last year Kilkenny were the winners. On the year before it was Tipperary. On this night here in Limerick, Tipperary are deserving All-Ireland champions as they win this Junior All-Ireland crown. And as the Tipperary crowd come onto the field to congratulate the winners, and some Kilkenny supporters come in to commiserate with the vanquished, I will give you the score once again: 2-13 to 10 points. That is the 2 goals and 3 points for Tipperary in this All-Ireland Junior Hurling Final played in Limerick this evening.